Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the power of asking unlimited questions. Did you ever watch the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? When I was a kid, I used to be obsessed with that show. And the cool thing was that parents loved it when their kids watched that show. Mainly because it was entertaining and it got you a chance to exercise your intellect. The way that the show worked was that there were a bunch of questions, and the more correct questions that you answered, the closer that you were to winning $1 million. Now, it wasn't going to be easy. Instead, some of the questions, it was going to cause you problems. And rather than quit, the cool part was you had a thing called lifelines. And there were different types of lifelines. You could phone a friend, you could ask the audience, or you could eliminate two of the wrong answers, so there are two final responses that you could choose from. The lifelines were limited to 3. So whenever someone was getting closer and closer to $1 million, they were somewhat doubtful of when to use the lifelines. What if they used it early on, and let's say they knew the answer, but they were second guessing themselves? They used the lifeline, and later on, when they could be winning $500,000, they didn't have any more lifelines left. Due to the limitations of the lifelines, they had to be more strategic on when to use it. What would you do if I told you that in the real world, there are no limitations? You have unlimited lifelines. The lifelines are asking questions. When you ask questions, this is your version of having lifelines. The thing is, many people operate with the perspective that they have a limited amount of lifelines, questions that they can ask on a day-by-day basis, while in the real world, there is no limitations. You could ask as many questions as you want. A while back, I made this video called How to Play Office Politics, and the recap of that video was, to play office politics, you need 2 things. 1 is you need a goal, and 2 is you need a strategy that does not break any laws. So ironically, there are a lot of ways to get creative with this. When you say does not break any laws, you can't kill someone, you can't steal from someone. But other than that, a lot of things are fair game, such as gossiping about someone. You gossip enough, you can surprisingly create opportunities for yourself in the corporate atmosphere. But in my opinion, that is what I call bad karma. Sure, it doesn't break any laws, but you just feel icky doing it. My strategy for playing office politics, where it does not break any laws, is to ask unlimited questions. No matter which place I work, I'm always asking whatever comes to my mind. Now, if you do this strategy, every now and then you're going to annoy people. They're going to be like, why is this guy questioning me so much for? And other times when you ask questions, you actually tap into their unhealed trauma. There was this one day when this guy was teaching me how to do a certain process where we have to get through a certain amount of units. And I thought, okay, this looks pretty simple. What if I get through these units earlier than expected? Can I leave early? I simply asked that question, and this guy got furious. He's like, what do you mean by leave early? I thought, what do you mean, what do I mean? It's a very straightforward question. If I get done with these units ahead of time, can I leave ahead of time? For some reason, he started to act weird, and he never answered that question. Instead, for the rest of the day, he gave me the silent treatment. A couple of weeks goes on by, and I found out that this guy had the reputation for leaving early, and the first time that he got caught for leaving early was pretty much based on the question that I asked, which was he got done with his units early. Rather than ask for more work, he just left. And back then, he didn't know that he was doing anything bad, so I think he felt somewhat irritated that I even thought about asking this question, because it reminded him of a question that he could have asked. That just happens when you ask unlimited questions. Every now and then, someone is going to get mad at you. It is what it is, though. You have unlimited lifelines in the real world. I highly recommend that you capitalize on it. Ask unlimited questions and you will get the answers. If you enjoyed today's talk, be sure to drop that like for me right on below, and do not forget to hit subscribe. Every single day of the week, I'm dropping brand new videos on creativity, emotional intelligence, social skills, and much more. Hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, and never miss another episode again. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.